All right, everybody. Good morning. Hope you guys had an awesome day today. It was a crazy day out there. Today's going to be an action-packed video with a whole lot of information because, man, this stock on TURB exploded over 500% today, and it's something we got to talk about. Now, this week is FOMC, and so we've got to understand there's going to be a little bit of chop and a lack of opportunity. Now, we got a pretty big move on this today, but I want to break it down from start to finish, exactly how today went. We're going to start with trade one on APVO. And this thing was actually amazing out of the bell today. Did an amazing job trading this. And we're going to break down everything from start to finish. Then we'll go ahead and get into best for last. So first and foremost, let me get my pen tool here so I can actually draw for you. And then we'll go ahead and go over this. Man, this thing was crazy, dude. And a very good setup here to start the morning and got some profit cushion, thankfully. So check this out. We had these lows put in here in pre-market. I saw price pull back and then make this big move back up to VWAP here. So this tells me this is an area of demand. This double bottom get put in here off of these lower twos. And so what happens here is, again, I understand now there are buyers sitting in this price range, and so I'm looking for another bottom to get put in here after market open. As you can see, price pulls back out of the bell. You get a little quick flush. It grabs liquidity and reverses back over the moving averages. So what do? Well, as anyone would, this thing looked amazing. So it took the entry here on the reclaim of moving averages here. And I captured a nice little move here, as you can see it back to VWAP. So played this thing nicely, 230 all the way back to 260. And so really was happy with this move. Again, got some good profit cushion on the morning here, broke the ice in a good way. Couldn't really have asked for a better setup here. Just trailed those stops and trimmed up into the highs for the retest of VWAP. And so that was nice. Got the ice broken there a little bit. And I knew at the same time we had this TURB running here simultaneously. And it was a weird setup because, see, what happened here is I was watching this going at the market open for a hold for the break higher. And we can actually look at this. It breaks higher here in the 1 minute time frame, and I'm looking for this to continue higher. I don't play it here, of course, because I was waiting for the market to set up a little bit for me here. And price pulls back, puts in place lows here on the backside of its move, and then reclaims VWAP. I have a nice little win here. But I don't have major conviction at this point because we have this previous high sitting overhead, so I wanted to see it clear that past high first. But then the thing that I had an issue with is over this high, you then have the pre-market high right here overhead at 8, which you can see if I scroll back right here at 8. So that was the real speed bump here this morning, and I actually got a little bit chopped up on this. I kept on trying to make it happen, and it was just so choppy because here's the thing. One of the main setups that I trade are a simple supply and demand pivot, which you have where we have this rally base reversal here where you put in place this area of supply overhead where any other time I'm looking for this to break above, pull back to retest for the entry here on the confirmation of the pivot. Well, price pulls back and I would have typically taken it here, but I don't take it because of why? Well, because we have that $8 level directly overhead at the pre-market high, I don't want to take it here and risk the reversal here back to the downside, so I didn't take it. Hindsight 2020. I wish that I did, but I just didn't like it. Well, here's where it gets frustrating. So from here, this is the only thing really moving. Nothing else was moving. Of course, we played APVO, and that was a short-lived trade, but it was a really good trade. But after that, nothing else was moving except for this. So it made it 10 times more frustrating because here's the thing. This was the only setup moving in the market. Nothing else was moving at the time. And this thing has red flags where I'm trying to play it, but I can't because you have the pre-market high overhead. And so then it breaks higher. And I'm like, crap, I should have played this. Oh, what am I doing? And so I start to watch it at this point because now we're in the over the high of day, which also in this case happened to be the all-time high. So that 790 was the previous all-time high. We broke over that high, and I'm looking for this thing to start to lag higher. See, I took some pullbacks here off the 9-moving average to see if we couldn't get that break higher, and I didn't get it. And so I'm getting chopped around here, taking little 10-cent losses here, and that starts to add up. And so I actually flip my day red here. Then price breaks underneath the 90 MA, but then it reclaims. I take a little win here, and then finally, I get the move I was looking for. It only took about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tries. But 7th time was a charm here, and I kept on taking those shots, and eventually I hit it out the park here. And I was able to capture this from 880 all the way to over $14.50. That is insane. So almost a $6 a share move here on TUR. This was insane. It was absolutely unbelievable the way this thing made a move here for us, man. I could not believe it. It was insane. And so it just took all of this chop here. And then next thing you know, one trade is all it took here at the end to flip the day back up into a nice day. But that's just why you just got to keep on shooting your shots, managing your risk, keeping those losers extremely small. And as you can see, kept all these losers extremely small. Then that winner comes along and I'm able to really make it happen there for a pretty insane play. Now, after that, I kind of left it alone. We saw it reverse off the high, and I had a little bit of a lotto trade up here. I took it with a couple shares just to get rid of some of that FOMO, but so it didn't really affect my day up there. But all in all, that's the morning, dude. And I know we have FOMC this week, and so it's going to be a little bit choppy, but I was so frustrated because, man, nothing else was moving. Literally nothing else was moving except for this TURB. And so then I saw these red flags and I wasn't trading it because I saw things that were wrong with it. And so then it goes higher and I'm like, oh my God, I didn't like it, but it's still going. It's the only thing that's moving. So it's like, what do I go trade aside from this? I don't have an option. So I'm stuck trying to play this. I have to. What, anything else is moving? Well, you don't have to, but you get what I'm saying. It was trading nice. It was over its all-time high. Price action was clean. It was super liquid, tons of volume. And so I felt like this thing looks amazing. I've got to try to make this work. Thankfully, finally got it to work. It just took a whole lot of stabs at it to finally get it to work. So, traded to the best of my ability today. I feel like I did a fairly good job despite the mental battle, the mental roller coaster that I had to take part in today. But that's really the morning recap, man. There really wasn't a whole lot to talk about today because there wasn't a whole lot of opportunities. But APVO, TURB was the big runner today, and it shows that the market is still hot. It's just a matter of when it's the only opportunity and you see some red flags, you're sort of battling with yourself. You got the angel on this shoulder, the devil on this shoulder, talking back and forth, saying, don't take this. And so that frustration is real, but still kind of nice move today. Overall, still small green day just because I didn't really have that conviction out there with how things were trading, with my lack of profit cushion. So that really is an easy write-up for the morning there. So hopefully y'all had a pretty good day today. It was all right, I suppose, for FOMC day. It is what it is. If you learn a thing or two, make sure to hit that subscribe button for daily content just like this. And of course, make sure to sign up for your 7-day free trial in the description down below. That way you can actually watch me trade these things in real time every single day, get watch list, alerts, chat room access, education, and so much more. And all that being said, have an awesome rest of your day. Good luck out there, and I'll see you back tomorrow.